Dear students, greetings to all. In this module, we will be continuing with our ongoing chapter of biology, chapter 4, reproductive health. In today's module, we will be basically discussing about medical termination of pregnancy, referred to as MTP. Talking about the medical termination of pregnancy, it is intentional or voluntary termination of pregnancy, which is referred to as induced abortion. 45 to 50 million MTPs are performed in a year all over the world. It helps to decrease the population. Many countries have not legalized MTP. But then, in India, abortion was legalized through MTP Act of 1971, which came in force from April 72. The provisions of the Act have been revised in 75. Abortions basically could be generally of two types, medical and surgical. A woman who is less than 7 weeks pregnant can undergo a medical abortion, but if the gestation period is of more than 7 weeks, the patient is recommended surgical operation. Surgical abortion can be recommended up to 11 to 2 weeks of pregnancy. Talking about the importance of MTP. So as to avoid unwanted pregnancies or to overcome the failure of contraceptive used during coitus. It is essential in cases where continuation of pregnancy could be harmful. MTPs are safe during the first trimester, that is up to the gestation period is of 9 months. So it includes 3 trimesters. First to the third month, that's the first trimester. Fourth to sixth month, that comprises of the second trimester, and the third trimester comprises of 7th, 8th, and 9th month. The second trimester abortions could be very risky. Talking about the methodology that is adopted, speculum is placed in the vagina, a tenaculum is clamped to the lip of the cervix, and a cannula is inserted into the uterus. So this is a 9-week fetus, as can be seen in the pictorial representation. The fluid which is present is referred to as the amniotic fluid. This is the uterine lining and the placenta. Moving on to the problems related with MTP. So when we talk about the problems that are related with the MTP, majority of the MTPs, they are generally performed illegally. Amniosynthesis test is performed for fetal sex determination, which involves the taking up of the amniotic fluid of the fetus so as to analyze the fetal cells. It should be actually used to detect the genetic disorders so that the abortion can be undertaken if the disorders cannot be corrected, or else many of the disorders could be rectified in the embryonic stage even if they are detected that early. The Government of India enacted the Medical Termination of Pregnancy Act 2017 to reduce illegal abortion. According to this act, a pregnancy may be terminated within the first 12 weeks on the opinion of a registered medical practitioner. If it is between 12 to 24 weeks, 2 registered practitioners must be of the opinion so as to control the illegal abortion. Talking about the sexually transmitted diseases. The sexually transmitted diseases, they are transmitted through sexual intercourse, called as sexually transmitted diseases, STDs, STIs, venereal diseases, or reproductive tract infections. Example, gonorrhea, syphilis, genital herpes, chlamydiasis, genital warts, trichomoniasis, hepatitis B, and HIV leading to AIDS. Talking about the sexually transmitted disease, that is hepatitis B, or the human immunovirus, that is transmitted by sharing of the needles of the infected person by transfusion of blood from infected mother to fetus. Except hepatitis B, genital herpes, and HIV, other diseases they are completely curable if they are detected at an early stage. Talking about the symptoms of the sexually transmitted disease, it includes itching, the fluid discharge, there could be a pain in the genitalia or the swelling. Absence or less significant symptoms and the social stigma deter the infected persons to consult a doctor, but that should not be done when one combats the sexually transmitted diseases. One should consult a doctor because that may lead to complications such as pelvic inflammatory diseases, abortion, stillbirth, ectopic pregnancies, infertility, or cancer of the reproductive tract. Sexually transmitted disease, how can they be prevented? To avoid copulation with unknown partners, the use of protective methods, barriers. In case of doubt, one should go to a qualified doctor for the early detection and get the complete treatment. All the people they are vulnerable to STDs, and that is very high in the person who are in the age group of 15 to 24 years. So in this module, we had basically carried out discussion on medical termination of pregnancy and the commonly occurring sexually transmitted diseases. Hopefully, you must have garnered all the concepts thoroughly. Thank you for being a patient listener.